it's a fairy tale that I started writing in 2014. That was part of a blogging challenge that I take part every year, where we write a post every day for the month of April. Well, every day except Sundays. So it started like, I talked about A for adlets. Anyone knows what an adlet is?
Adlet?
Adlet. A-D-L-E-T. What is it?
Adlet.
Adlet. A-D-L-E-T. Yeah, so it's actually, do you know what it is?
I'm having a guess, and I'll say it's a small adder.
No.
Small advert.
Well, it is a small advertisement, but in the Inuit culture, it's a mythological figure which is half dog and half man. So it was quite interesting to research this as part of my blogging. And what resulted was a story that I liked, and I took about 2 years, fixed it up, and I just launched this on Thursday. So this is the one and only hard copy existing in Penang at this moment, because I'm gonna let the buyers deal with shipping because I do not know how to deal with it. So as Mark said, you can pick up a coupon to get the discount online. There's also hard copies available, also online through Amazon. So I'm gonna read a chapter called The Imaginary Dragon, because that is what everybody voted for on Facebook. Grandpa always began his stories with, "Once upon a time." Those are the best, he often claimed. 6-year-old Rowan agreed. He settled on his grandfather's lap and waited as the old man cleared his throat. Once upon a time, there lived a dragon. He was huge, huger than the whole village, and he was very, very wise. He was wiser than the oldest man in the village. Every evening, he would fly over the forest. James would hike up to the tallest hill near the village to catch a glimpse of him as often as he could. Rowan's eyes lit up. "That's you, Grandpa?" "Yes, that's me." "Can I go with you to see the dragon?" "I haven't seen him for a long while, Rowan," Grandpa replied with a sigh. "I wish I still did." Father rolled his eyes. "You've never seen a dragon in your life, Dad." "I have. Probably a large lizard like your elves." Grandpa ignored his son's nod. James had a cold-hearted son named Adrian. He didn't believe in dragons, but he believed in dragon gold. Every day he set out to gather as much gold as he could for himself. Even if he could not gather gold itself, he tried to gather things that could be eventually exchanged for gold, even if it harmed everyone else in the village, even himself. There's an irritated rustle of the newspaper. "Why do you always make me out to be the villain for telling the truth?" "Is it my fault that you cannot bring yourself to entertain the fancy of your only son?" Grandpa snapped. "Why should I subscribe to an old man's folly?" Rowan could feel his grandfather's hand shaking. "Oh, come on, Adrian, just this once for the boy's sake. He needs to learn about dragons and elves and the fairy kingdom." More angry rustling came from his father's direction. "No, he needs to learn about how to survive in this world. He can't live in a made-up magical world all his life." "And so," Grandpa continued spitefully, the greed in Adrian's heart grew bigger and bigger as he hoarded more and more gold. In due time, he attracted the attention of the dragon, because the one thing that a dragon can't stand in the whole world is if anyone other than him has a great hoard of gold. So it happened that with a big whoosh, the dragon swooped down on Adrian's house and swallowed the house and Adrian whole. "But what about us, Grandpa? Won't we have been swallowed too?" Rowan asked worriedly. Grandpa smiled at him. "Of course not. My friend the Elven King warned me that the dragon was coming, and I managed to get everyone out of the house. Except except for your father, because he refused to believe that the dragon was real. Father slammed the newspaper onto the table. Dad, stop being ridiculous. The dragons aren't coming. They don't exist. Your friend the Elven King doesn't exist. You're still hurting that Licia chose Adam over you, aren't you? What does that have to do with anything? Grandpa looked at him for a long time before saying, you know what she is. What is she? She's human. Same as you, same as me. Same as your friend the Elven King and his girlfriend who threatened the whole council with death. Grandpa shook his head. I believed better of you, Adrian. And I thought better of you, Dad. He stood and dusted down his suit. You can continue playing make-believe with my son all you want, but I'm running this council now, and I'll see to it that they don't get fooled by you any longer. Elves and dragons, indeed. In the long run, Rowan will appreciate what I've done to help build the village, and our people more than the stories you tell him. Father left, slamming the door behind him. Rowan stared after him, listening half-heartedly to his grandfather's next story. Grandpa died a year after that, and no one mentioned dragons in the house anymore. After all, a boy could only tolerate so many stories about father eating dragons. Thank you.